I also like that it's pretty nebulous actually. That's
Yeah.
kind of cool. It's almost atmospheric.
Now you're reacting to a solo song by Yugyeom, who's a member of the boy group GOT7. His solo song called Fine is from GOT7's newest album called Present You, that has a solo track co-written and co-produced by every single member. In an interview, Yugyeom said that the song is about telling someone how much he likes them, and so this is composed by him and a songwriter named Effin, and the lyrics are by him.
The main reason why you're reacting to this is because it's harmonically spooky, and the reaction will be released on Halloween.
Spook. 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 3, 2, 1, fine.
Okay, what?
It's already spooky
Yeah.
because it sounds creepy and old and the creepy
It just
piano.
sounds, yeah.
An old record player that's broken.
Yeah.
I'm not gonna lie, this music reminds me of like Scooby-Doo.
I like this. It's like hip-hop spoopy.
The melody doesn't change keys like the accompaniment. So it's really eerie.
This is super creepy. Do you hear that like bass that's arrhythmic?
The bass isn't on like a downbeat, is it? So having your bass on and off beat
Yeah, it's on 2.
adds to that.
I also like that it's pretty nebulous actually. That's
Yeah.
kind of cool. It's almost atmospheric.
Oh, and then the intro stuff is back. Yes. I love that intro stuff. It sounds like all broken and stuff. Just like his heart.
Okay, his voice is so pleasing.
Yeah, and there's like some effect that they have on his voice that's kind of making it sound, I don't even know how to describe it, but it's like they took
like
his voice
raspy.
and made it like thinner.
Yeah,
They like totally thinned it out, and so it sounds just kind of,
it's like crunchier, abrasive.
I like how he's kind of layering like this halftime and double time feel at the same time. Like it could be felt in either way.
It sounds so like reflective,
yeah, kind of like ominous.
swirling. Yeah,
But I think what's interesting is like he kind of holds the rhythm, if that makes sense. Because like he's like ordinarily in K-pop you have like how like you have the bass and the drums kind of like as the concrete rhythmic foundation, which it's still kind of doing now. But earlier I felt like the voice was more holding everything together.
Yeah.
So everything else could kind of do it's like you said that nebulous atmospheric stuff.
Yeah, that's interesting.
Ooh, the downbeat is almost ambiguous. It's deliberately playing with where the downbeat is.
Also, what's interesting, the background doesn't have much of an articulation to it. Like you have the snare, but like everything that's happening is kind of just there's not a lot of front, so it just kind of happens.
His vocal line is syncopated. It's not with the rhythm of the piece. So even like the things that he's saying are sort of off with the rest of the music.
Yeah, I like how there's like an extra voice in there every now and again for extra color.
And when you put A sharps and G sharps in a B minor, it just sounds very early 20th century classical music, like Prokofiev.
Whoa, it's over.
Oh.
That ended really suddenly, kind of, I think.
Yeah,
I
that
don't know.
didn't seem as long as it was.
No, I thought there was
like
gonna
a
be
minute
more.
long. Yeah, the end felt like elevated. I don't know. How do I say that? He kept doing that over and over.
It just didn't really cadence.
Yeah,
It just
it's
kind
like,
of like ended.
it's like, oh, the ghosts are still here. Like he provided a ghosty setting and like
Yeah.
he didn't end it. So we're all haunted now.
Yeah, there
Thank
was-
you very much.
There was like no resolution to it. It kind of just stopped.
His voice stuck out when it came in.
Yeah, it
Like
was
Lindsay
definitely
said.
a lot less creepy when his voice came in, but it just
'Cause
had
he was
kind
there
of
to
a
keep you
different
safe.
feel to it though. Because there was something kind of like crunchy and ominous about
Yeah.
the way that the effects were put onto his voice. That just made it seem like not human a little bit.
He's a ghost.
Yeah, but I thought that was awesome. I mean, he sounds really cool.
I didn't feel that spooked out, but I think, well, the intro definitely, like the way like it was kind of broken sounding, that like
laid down like a spoopy texture. This is like in like theory or oral class.
There's homophonic and there's heterophonic and then there's spoopy. Those are the different textures you can have in music. It sounded like a filtered electric organ in the background. I don't know if that's what it was, but there were some times where it's like little melody line. It would have a couple dissonant notes next to each other, and it didn't really match with the rest of the harmony going on. So there was like that little bit of odd dissonance that made you feel not quite centered in the key. And yeah, like you were saying, the opening, I mean, there's this like very low bass note that wasn't coming in at the same time and wasn't matching up with the other rhythms.
The ghost hitting a gong.
That one.
In
Yes,
the other room.
exactly.
Okay, sorry.
Why is it spooky? Like, well, like it sounds spooky, but like he's talking about like, you know, I want you. So why is that spooky?
It's more specifically just harmonic vocabulary. It's
Okay.
not necessarily the message of it.
Yeah. Well, that's true. It's just like, it's strange that that's what the affect is.
Yeah.
Even though, yeah, it's like definitely apparent. Okay, so like what created that? It was like the nebulousness with rhythm and like how they layered things. The articulations were not strong except for a few things and kind of only when they needed to be, like the snare. That's pretty typical. But then there was like bump,
Right.
which was like a really cool way to use bass instead of, I mean, it just wasn't definite at all. So it was rhythmic, but it was also atmospheric. And they used a lot of things like that. Balancing those two things to kind of create spoofy,
Spook.
So whatever.
Yeah, I mean, I don't really know how to describe it harmonically because it's just
that's kinda hard.
you hear it and you like recognize it as like commonly used in like haunting, like spooky contexts. I don't know if I would necessarily like be able to peg it like, oh, that was like that type of chord.
I thought it was very interesting, the clash between the two semitones, the D-dum, E flat D, and then B,
C and B.
C and B. I don't know, for some reason I heard an F. I don't know why. I was thinking, because no, maybe I'm working too much on Walton right now, but there's a lot of tritones, and for some reason I kept hearing that.
It does sound like Walton. When it goes to the B minor and it uses that same melody, just like the bitonality, it does sound like the Walton viola concerto.
Yeah, but Walton was actually very known for doing bitonality and also switching from major and minor. So like this one actually like very fitting that I'm studying a piece that correlates to a pop piece. There's this one motive that always just stuck with me. It's like ta 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 ta. I just kept singing that throughout the whole entire piece, and it makes so much sense. Like the way it's like it's speeding up a little bit and then just like slowing down by augmenting the duration of the sung notes. It's a formula that just like keeps expanding back and forth, and it's so interesting because it's like you have a drone of this eerie like semitone floating back and forth, and then you just have this one just slowly decaying. Wow.
What a weird song.
What harmonically makes it feel spooky?
Chromatic minor planing. And the chorus gives you a brief sense of relative security. And then it just keeps on going. Even the percussion makes the rhythms vague, and that just adds to the where am I?
I feel like there needs to be a dichotomy between in pieces, otherwise it's like if you just have this spooky song, you just have like one of those like, have you been to Niagara Falls? Like that, there's like this venue where it's just all Halloween. They would just play the same song. It's like the beginning of this. It would just go on loop. It would sound terrible, but it's very interesting. This one, it's like they contrasted with the security of a key, establishment of a key, and without the duality of these two and being juxtaposed to each other, it wouldn't sound as good as itself.
I don't feel fine after listening to this song.
I feel
Hello everyone, I'm Umu and I'm the channel runner of ReacttotheK. I really hope you enjoyed watching this video. If you're curious about the videos that we'll be reacting to in the future, I put a link to a doc with our release schedule in the description. Last but not least, if you'd like to support our channel, you can help us out by pledging any amount you would like on our Patreon. On Patreon, you can get access to full unedited pair reaction playlists, reactions to Japanese releases, and much more. And of course, a huge shout out and thank you to our superstar patrons. Thank you so much for your support. Bye.